We're doing this in public now, are we? Oh, okay.
I ordered for you just to save some time.
I don't blame her.
You know, when you called about lunch in an actual restaurant or snack bar, I assumed that you were doing better. You know, the best cure for social anxiety is sunlight.
Well, I don't have social anxiety.
Right. Your undiagnosed psychic affliction.
There are nerves in the brain. They're called mirror neurons, and they're responsible for empathy.
Are you high?
What? No. No, I'm not some junkie.
Right, so the Percocet from my root canal just stole itself.
I take half a pill once a day just to muffle other people's noise.
Got yours.
Forget it. I called you because I'm going to be on Local Color next week. So I need $40,000 from the equity on Mom and Dad's house for a 5-year commercial lease.
So this is your big plan. You're gonna mortgage the only security you have so you can freeze up on live television and flush your entire future down the john. Hey, Mom and Dad left half of it to me so that I could make sure that you don't burn it down and die in the gutter. You might have to move back into that house someday.
I signed your name and filed the papers this morning. Thank you for lunch.
Oh!
Shut the fuck up, will you?
Don't want to touch me.
What happened to Nan's luncheonette?
You want the cover story or the real story? Nan was running a fuck club in the back room.
What? What's the cover story?
She packed it in when the town voted to unincorporate.
When was that?
2-3 years? Castle Rock is literally no longer on the map.
Wow.
You're Henry Deaver, right? I heard you lost 3 toes. Frostbite.
No.
No, you didn't lose the toes, or...
I'm not going to show you my feet.
I'll show you mine.
That's not how it works.
Beloved local preacher opens his home and his heart to poor screw-up orphan. Weirdo kid. Gets weirder. 91. Mega snowstorm. Guinness book shit. You lure him out to Castle Lake. Push him off the rocks. Bye-bye, Bastard Deaver. Wander out of the woods 11 days later and pretend you can't remember what happened.
That the cover story? Or the real story?
You tell me.
He died at home, not at the lake. Dan Jack, at the end of the bar. Excuse me.
Call him sheriff. Maybe he succeeds a while. A year, a decade or 2 if he's lucky. But evil outlasts us all.
Your mom's been leaving food out for the neighborhood mutt. We buried it New Year's Day. Truck. She loved that bitch. She's got it in her head. It's been nosing through the garbage again. Said she'd feel better if I checked. Make sure it's still dead.
This morning she seemed fine.
Yeah, they call it sundown and real common. Nights are hard for your mom.
Have you told Dr. The Portland guy?
You know, we go to a clinic in Boston now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Don't worry about your mom, Henry. I'm sure you're real busy in Texas.
Court made me my mother's conservator 3 years ago. It means they needed my permission before they moved my father's grave. It also means that I say who comes in and out of this house.
Cold. Oh, God. Bones sticking out of it and everything. What's her name? Have we actually heard her name yet?
Molly?
Molly.
Deputy Ridgewick needs to talk to you about the Deaver boy.
Hi, Molly. We found Father Deaver. He's barely alive at the bottom of a cliff at Castle Lake. Did you know that? Did he talk about wanting to hurt his father?
It's not his father. Mr. Deaver is half dead, frozen, fighting for his life. Now they need to know if that boy did it, why he did it.
This isn't a manhunt. It's a search and rescue operation. We're just trying to find Henry. It's nice and warm in here, but it's a cold night outside. It's only getting colder. If you know something.
I don't know anything.
Either this town is like hyper racist, or Henry must have been weird as shit prior to this happening. And why was her breath? What was that about? Why would her bedroom be? Bread in a tin?
I haven't seen him since yesterday. That douchebag from Corpus took him out of the infirmary last night and walked him down to solitary.
Jesus Christ. This town, they should pave over the whole damn county.
I'm sort of in agreement.
I'll file habeas in the morning. State's attorney. Actually, no, governor first. Then the SA. We'll make sure you have whistleblower protection before they depose you.
Whoa. I almost discharged my weapon on a CO yesterday.
Listen,
I'm gonna lose my job. I'll lose my fucking health care. There's a breast pump in the back. My wife is giving birth in a month. Do you think I would be working at a prison if there was a fucking Walmart within 60 miles of here? I did my part. I am done. He asked for you. Forget getting in there. You are on every kind of list. It would take an act of God to get you in that prison.
Literally. That's superb. I knew that guy.
What's your title here?
Title? I'm Ken. Cosgrove.
Guten Morgen, Adolf.
He didn't look as horrified as I imagined. So I take it he's not in little pieces all over the place. Worst undercover clergy person ever, Henry Deaver.
You sure he's dead? He was just lying there.
Thought so. I'm really worried about Zalewski. I think he'd go, whoa.
Was it his heart? Heart, liver, lungs. He's riddled with metastatic cancer.
What the fuck? Cancer?
I'm amazed he walked into that cell on his own 2 legs.
Did he give him cancer? Yeah.
Never again let him see the light of day. That's what God told me. He told me where to find him. How his prison should be built. How to put an end to all the horrors we've seen in this town.
I can be your lawyer if you want me to be. But you have to say it.
Henry Deaver.
What he didn't tell me was how full of doubt I would be about what we did.
Oh, it's the Dulux dog again.
Or where I'd wind up in the end.
Oh no.
I fear for this place.
Look at the eye.
I fear what's to come, Ellen. But I also know Castle Rock still has a defender, even in the dead of night.
It was his suicide note. He's burning it. Motherfucker. Okay. Oh, I really like the pacing of this show so far. It's perfectly balanced for me in terms of character development and plot development and action. So, first things first, I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed the first episode. So Molly, we now have a name. She knows more than she's letting on about what happened with Henry Deaver. She's a teeny little stalker. I'm pretty sure she saw them leave. I'm assuming that's the night it happened, and we know that she ends up with that red coat that Henry's wearing. So she's on like, I don't understand why the cop and the mother were already convinced that Henry Deaver had done this, even though technically he was a missing child. He's only 11 years old, out in the freezing cold. I don't know why they're jumping to that conclusion. It seems completely out of left field right now, which means we're either missing... it basically means we're missing a piece. We're missing a piece of the story. Their actions don't make any sense. The cop actually said, it's lovely and warm in here. It's really cold out there. And then when he left the room, her breath came out, like as if the room was freezing cold. There was the condensation of her breath in the air, and she was like, and already under the covers, and her eyes were watering before the cop even came in. I'm wondering, is there like a ghost in that room? Is there someone in there with her? Is Henry in there? Or whoever, do you know what I mean? Something's going on. I don't know if Henry is real. I don't know if Henry's body was inhabited by something else. I've got multiple little theories running, just waiting for evidence for them to be proven. But really, I'm gripped, absolutely gripped. It's really great to have Terry O'Quinn in doing the voiceover. It reminded me a little bit actually of Desperate Housewives. You know, it begins with the suicide and then she becomes the narrator of the show. I'm going to be very happy if that's what's going to happen now with Terry O'Quinn. We're also seeing him in flashbacks, which is great. So he believes God has told him that that boy is the devil. Everything that's happening wrong in the town is his fault, which is weird because how old could he have been? And if you lock him up and keep him away, everything's going to be fine. So he did. Now, I don't know about you, but in most scenarios, that would make Lacey the bad guy. The crazy guy hearing voices, locking up a child forever, like doing a Joseph Fritzl. But everyone says he's a really good guy. We haven't really seen enough of him to make a call, although we know he's the kind of guy that makes his wife breakfast in bed. And the warden porter's saying, look, everyone said he's a good guy, he must have done this for a good reason. So they decide they're going to stick him in a cell with a Nazi in the hopes that he's toast by the morrow. But what actually happens is the Nazi ends up dead, which is kind of, I guess, what most of us watching would have assumed was going to happen. But I thought he was just going to be ripped to pieces when they opened the door. But he'd had massive metastatic cancer. And I'm wondering, are we being bluffed? Did he always have it and nobody knew? Bill Skarsgård, still, we don't have a name, called, specifically said, you don't want to touch me. Does he give people cancer when they touch him? Or does just something bad happen? Do they come to the end of their life, however their life would have ended, it ends the way, in that moment? Would he always have died of cancer? But I don't know any of the answers to these questions, but I'm loving that we're asking them. It's really, this is great. I'm so not disappointed, and with shows like this, when they're so hyped up, you worry that your expectations are going to be too high. No, this is absolutely meeting my expectations. It's fantastic. The cinematography, the score is actually really good. I'm enjoying the kind of background music, which just, it feels like a constant sense of dread all the way through the episode, almost regardless of what is happening. I'm concerned, I'm worried, I'm seeing things in the corner of my eye, even in my own office. It's really chilling, this thing. Also loving the mad number of references to the rest of the kind of Stephen King universe. I'm not going to point every single one of them out as they happen. I'm sure there'll be other YouTubers putting together compilations for that, and I try not to detract from the drama of the episode too much, but man, I'm noticing, I'm enjoying. And I'm not a mad Stephen King fan. I don't know everything. I haven't watched Under the Dome, but I'm assuming, you can answer me in the comments, when Dale Lacey was talking about all the things that have happened in his house, have we seen that house in this universe, but in other franchises? Is that house familiar? Or those stories that we saw historically, like the woman killing her husband and the Nazi in the bathtub with the blood, is that all, are those things that you've seen before in other shows and films and things that they're piecing together, or is that just specific to this story? That would be nice to know. Obviously some of the obvious ones I'm gonna pick up on, Stand By Me and other stuff like that will come to me. I've got nothing more to say. I loved it. I'm really looking forward to the third episode and the rest of it. I think this is a show that could really have legs. The mysteries are fantastic. The nods to other shows in and out of the Stephen King universe is really great. So until next time, bye-bye.